Hola, Rafael. Te oigo muted. ¿Es posible? Hombre, me gustas
Hola.
muted, pero mucho más hablando.
Salud, compañeros.
¿Qué tal, campeón?
Cheers. Well, good. Strange times. Plenty of cinema to watch.
How was
Cool.
How was the first week of?
How have you been this week?
Been all right? Catching up.
People will think that we don't talk in between Vermuts. That we only see one each other to drink, which is not true. It's not true. A lot of work goes behind the scenes to get
lot of work behind the scenes. Lot of watching.
Welcome,
I can see people starting to join. Chiara from Italy, our beloved Alan, Patricia. We have a little bit less support behind the scenes today. So if there's not that much activity in the chat, we will try to answer. Just talking in the conversation to all your messages. As you know, like last week and like the one we will do next week, this is a space for everyone to come here and share what they've seen, what they want to see, ask questions if you're having technical problems with the platform, or if you have any doubts about timetables, timings, whatever. Here is the right forum to ask them in the chat, and we will answer them. That's one of the reasons. The other one is for Rafa and I to talk about the films, and the other one is to meet amigos as well. As you know, welcome everyone to the Catalan Film Festival, to the second Vermut, second week, and we're going to be talking films, as we said, running a bit of how.
Yeah, the best part of 400 people has come over to our first home online festival already, which is really encouraging and moving, and lots of great commentaries, great comments all over the place about the films. I hope you are watching it. Remember, all the links are in our website, cinematic.com or catalanfilmfestival.com. It's only a tenner. For such an amount of films that I doubt you will have time to watch them all.
We had some people actually, some friends in Glasgow were saying that they had to slow down because they were watching everything in the first week, and they decided they needed to rationalize a little bit the film.
Yes. Well, the way it works this year, this crazy year, is online. Despite our best efforts, we don't think that it will be possible to do anything live this side of Christmas. Certainly, we have the rights to show some of the films in cinemas, and we are already talking to them for the new year, but that we will announce when it comes. So we put live last Friday a bunch of films, 4 features and 4 programs of short films. Those will be there throughout the festival. But then we have 6 features that are this year's features. Some of them are being released in Spain this week, like My Mexican Pretzel. The premiere is on Tuesday, if I remember well.
Yes, you're right.
Joseph is going to be released now. The Year of the Discovery is now getting momentum in Spain, where the cinemas are open with restrictions, but they're still able to operate. So those films, the license we managed to get were 72 hours. Joseph, only 48 hours, but that's next weekend, don't worry. So today you have 3 new films. The Year of the Discovery, Jaume Plensa, Can You Hear Me? And My Mexican Pretzel. So
yes,
what do you think, Alberto?
And we're going to be focusing in them today particularly, and we're going to encourage everyone to make the most of the weekend, because we love the 3 films and we wouldn't want you to miss any of them. I know it's a lot to ask for, and you have to clean the garden or talk with the family or whatever, but we really want you to see these 3 films because we love them so much. Before we get into the detail, no, Rafa, do you want to give the people a sizzle of a flavor of the festival to make them feel closer to the Mediterranean?
Well, let's see if we can manage to make it work. I think we
can today.
Yes, we can do it. Here we go.
si ara em fessin tornar a tenir 18 anys, ho faria de nou, tot igual que abans, però ho faria disfrutant. Els amors fan mal, ni tots els amics costat. Què va, què va.
Hi.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Things were fine. Yay!
I felt in the Costa Brava, hanging like the red swimsuit for a minute.
Once the festival is over, I believe there are some clips on how we got that red bathing suit in front of the bridge and in front of the Highland cows. Thanks to the guys in Dunbar Play Park, they allow us to go there, and then we Wellington boots on, we got in front of the beasts and feared nothing. We got the shots. That was Laura Feliu, Alberto, and myself holding the washing line. Well, we were talking about films.
On a pretty rainy day, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, well, that's what we had. We were talking about films and the films that you have already have the chance to watch during the week. The films, it's only, well, it's the most important part, obviously, the festival. It's a film festival, but most of them, you will see they have Q&As with directors, which are amazingly interesting, really, really revealing. Talking to very young filmmakers about sometimes their opera prima, and they tell us what is behind it, what they were trying to say, how happy they are, how they did it. That has gone like 2 notches up. We said we put 3 films this morning live in the Catalan Film Festival, but all of them come with heavy added material. The first one, The Year of the Discovery, we will maybe talk about more in depth, Alberto, if you want, after, because there's an amazing live talk happening on Monday. For Jaume Plensau, you go ahead. We got an introduction, deluxe.
Yes, no, like all the films, the funny thing is that we spend a lot of time trying to, not just show you the films, but also give you the right context. It was meant to be in person, but even online, we're trying to give that right context. So they're all, El Año del Descubrimiento, as you were saying, we're going to have a talk with STUC, with Scottish Trades Union Congress, with academics, with experts on Monday, a live talk on Facebook, like this one. For Plensa, is introduced by the Royal Scottish Academy Collections curator Sandy Wood and the great Scottish sculptor Kenny Hunter in his back garden with the hens and chickens behind him. That's one of the best bits of the festival. And what to say about my Mexican pretzel that is going to be introduced by Invisible Woman in a very special manner, because they digged in the archives and found the perfect companion short film, a 20-minute short film that goes so well with the film. But they will tell you more about this later. We're going to welcome them. So if you're happy with that, Rafa, we can start straight away to disseminate these 3 films that we highly recommend people to try to watch this weekend. You want to start with?
Yes. I am answering our fan mail as we talk. Yes, and let's talk as well about the extra materials as we go along. So the Year of the Discovery.
How to start? No, with the Year of the Discovery. It's been praised by the media in Spain, mainly both generalist and specialized, as the best film of the year for many. It's shocking that a documentary makes it to the headlines and that everyone is using these big words for such a experimental. It's a film of 3 hours, 3 hours and almost and a half, no, 320 minutes, 200 minutes, and yet everyone is saying that is the film of the year. Why, Rafa? Why you think?
Well, it's not only in Spain. It's doing the rounds on the festival circuit, and it's grabbing every single award. Why? I remember speaking with my friend Toby Shippey, and we were talking about this. Saying, where is the working class? We always identify this working class with the tangaris, the heavy duty tools. And the times have gone by, have moved on. There's fewer of those, but the working classes still are there. We are working class. We work mostly in front of a screen with a keyboard, and this film goes in detail. I mean, it's so meticulous. Talking to people about what happened when the working class is forgotten, when they don't unite, what happened when they unite and fight for their rights. And it is based on 1992, which it was a special year in Spain. No, Spain had been already in the European community in those days for a few years, wanted to show itself as a modern country, and then brush under the carpet any bits that didn't fit in the picture. No? We had the Olympic Games in Barcelona, which were a great success. And we had the Universal Exposition in Seville, which was an amazing 6 months success. But obviously, that wasn't the whole picture. This film, focus in this area of La Unión. La Unión is a province
Cartagena.
of Cartagena, where progressively some of the factories that were employing so many people and giving work to so many other smaller companies start closing, and closing in a very selfish way, sometimes with the sold to a bad buyer, and put thousands of people on the jobless in the door. So it shows you what happens. It shows you the fury. Unfortunately, that end up with the guys burning, setting the parliament on fire, which is not really the ideal way to go.
But sometimes a fire is necessary. Sometimes, Rafa, it is cathartic, and sometimes the fire is necessary.
We are not encouraging anyone to do that, but the film shows what happens when the working class is not united, when the working class is forgotten. And that's the history behind the film. But the film is what it says in the tin. It's a film. How it's done. A film that is 3 hours and 20 minutes is already set for disaster, because it takes 2 slots on the film on the cinema program. It's anti-commercial on its birth, but it goes that way. It's a split screen. So you see people talking, while other people that will talk later or have talked already, just see them, how they react to the other situations.
Well,
you get into the crew. In case you in, Luis Lopez Carrasco managed to really hold his momentum, hold the rhythm of the film, and get you all the way in to the point that when you reach the end, you say, "Wow, is it over already?"
It's a monument. Like I think everyone, when leaving the cinema, everyone I heard when I watched it with people in the cinema, when I spoke with people, is this feeling of monumental, of qué barbaridad, no? What a overwhelming and important film. Luis Lopez Carrasco is being known. This is the second film, but from his short films and his first feature, El Futuro, he's probably one of the most poignant and politically daring filmmakers these days in Spain. It's not a surprise. It was the most talked film in Rotterdam Film Festival this year. It won the biggest award, the Grand Jury Prize in Cinema Duguel, in the film festival of the Centre Pompidou in Paris. But it won in Korea, in Sao Paulo, in Bogota, in Thessaloniki. It's by far the most awarded Spanish film of the year. And we were so lucky, to get it here. So can't recommend more because of the subject, because of the awards, because of the necessity to watch this film, to allow time this weekend to see it. Some people are saying that it's the best Spanish film of the year and the best series because it's so long. If you want to watch a couple of hours tonight and the rest tomorrow, you can do that. Like The Irishman, no? Scorsese, someone was suggesting how to split the film so you see it in 3 days. We're not advocating that. I'm saving time tomorrow to watch it all the way through. But what you were saying also on the topic, while we remain on the topic, it touches on something that is very close to Scotland and Scottish communities, and particularly communities in the north of England too, which is the industrialization and the effects of the industrialization policies when government try to get this community out of the main source of revenue, of life, of labor. Is so important for this family. So it's 30 years after that, you look back and these testimonies are so powerful. And what is most, it's not just like a Salvados program or a normal documentary. It's the way Luis López Carrasco puts you for 3 hours in a very Spanish bar with the smoke, with the pacharán, with the beers, with the cañas, the chit chat. Someone was saying there was a review by the We Review, the magazine in Scotland, saying that he felt something like a documentary that feels like a disorientating but illuminating night at the pub among friends. Much like...
Yeah, man. That's true. You want to meet those guys and you feel for their...
You feel in the pub.
For the problem. You feel for them. The film gets you in big time. And it is a film... It reminds me, I'm not going to say another film, but it's a film that everybody should watch. I think it should be a compulsory watch in every school. Everybody should remember what we are and be shaken off that dream. Life is a lot easier than we are being told. And Luis López Carrasco, sorry, managed to get us that, the gentlest slap in the face, the waking up. I hope this film really keeps going and encourage everyone to watch it. You won't regret it. It took me 3 times to watch it in a hall, and then I watched it another one in just one go. So I fair warning, it's dense and it's very interesting. And
it's powerful. It's just so powerful. You don't know if you are in 1992 or in 2002 or is present days. He uses high 8 cameras, no, like the kind of the format of video of the
VHS.
90s.
I think it's VHS. It's video camera.
News reels from Spain and news pates and really gets you into the bar. It's nothing but that. It may sound boring and it's so exciting to be 3 hours with Luis López Carrasco, his crew, and the 40 people, trade union representatives, workers, people from Cartagena, that go in the screen and they talk about all the things that are worrying us today. The rise of the alt-right, Brexit, the lack of what you were saying, the union or collaboration between workers, the way capitalism has dismantled us in small groups and there's no collective action anymore. As
I said before, every film we are showing has added material, like in the wood DVDs, Blu-rays, no? Alberto, well, we talk about this, but Alberto managed to get a panel, really a special panel to discuss film and journalism and workers' rights. This will happen on Monday, live here where you are in Facebook at 7 p.m., 6 p.m.
6 p.m. 6 p.m. on Monday. The film starts with a dream, with the camarero, with the waiter having a dream, the waiter of the bar, and the camarero is going to be with us because he's also co-director, co-writer of the film, and essential part of the film, Raúl Liarte. So he's going to join us with David Archibald from the University of Glasgow, Tommy Breslin from Scottish Trade Union Congress, and Bikila Walker from the Workers' Education Association. So top class panel, and we're going to be talking all things about the film after you watch it this weekend. It's a nice follow-up to the watching of the film.
And Alberto and
I can see Fiona here in the chat too. I can't remember what a night in the pub with friends feel like. Is saying Fiona.
Alberto and I have a problem with this, and we can talk forever. When we do the live events, people come start laughing and then enjoying the introduction, and then you start seeing the faces that I can almost forgot what am I doing here. I came to watch some films, and I have these two guys, and I have the same feeling because I have Irene and Rachel waiting there to get in, and we still need to get one more film before we can start talking to our guests.
Yeah. No. And like
Hector
always,
Peñas.
We talk so much, and we always delay every act of the evening, or the plan gets delayed. But from El Año del Descubrimiento to Jaume Plensa, from a feisty, fiery film to a film that is so peaceful.
Equally revolutionary, equally another call for a change, another call for remembering the basics that we live in communities.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a different take on the subject. It's Jaume Plensa is a poet of the space, of the highest caliber, of the highest intellectual caliber. His pieces are displayed everywhere in the world, and literally from New York to Tokyo to Spain to everywhere you go. I say here in Britain, where get the first retrospective of his work back in '92. It's another film by Pedro Ballesteros, another documentary that really takes a different way to what you are used to see in documentaries. Documentaries will rely on the character, but this character is bigger than himself. You cannot let him talk because he's worse than Alberto and me.
No, it's way better. Not the worst. It's way better.
It's way better. It's way better, but it will feel the film. We will need an 8 hours film. And then we had a chat with Pedro Ballesteros. You can see the chat when you watch the film. And he told us I had to structure all the material. We have the amazing, the many minutes we have material into subjects that interested Jaume. And then he goes into those philosophical topics and explains them. And then we see what work came out of that complete particular subject. And the documentary, again, is an amazing joy for the eyes, for the heart, and for the feelings that you will be left when you finish watching it.
It's maybe the most conventional of the three of the films. Is the more typical in the format in the outset, and it was an unexpected surprise that we saw during Docs Barcelona. I knew how big Plensa was, but didn't know much about the guy himself, and was not particularly excited about the documentary. And bit a bit, this film grabs you, Jaume Plensa, and you might like it more or less, his interventions in the space, installation, sculpture, but the guy, what Rafa was saying, it might sound like philosophical questions, like something complex, and no, this guy kind of brings some sense of peace to your living room, to the screen where you're watching it. That is quite rare. It's a sense of harmony, and Pedro Ballesteros just films in the right distance these brilliant ideas, reflections from the artist. It's quite a rare chance. Again, I remember in May, and we live in busy days with confrontations, headlines, constantly changing topics, and not very important stuff really. And then you see this guy talking about how we all come from water, or the harmony of humans in the public space, and concepts that are very simple, that are not complex or higher or elevated. The way Jaume Plensa shares these ideas are so nice. It's almost like a hug. I felt hugged by this film. So I'm planning to watch it on Sunday, probably after lunch Sunday, for a nice moment, because I really want to watch the film again. He does in Japan. This is a tour around the world. So you're going to go to Japan, Sweden, Yorkshire. You come to the Yorkshire Sculpture Park, Barcelona, of course, France, and you travel with the artist. You travel to the studio. You see how he thinks and does these massive sculptures, these massive heads, and you're gonna travel from your living room.
Can I give a spoiler on the chat with Pedro Ballesteros when she talks about Julia? Julia is one of Jaume Plensa's best known sculptures, because it's in Plaza de Colón in Madrid, the epitome of the Spanishness, and something like being Spanish myself, I sometimes dislike being that place taken with a huge Spanish flag, as if we didn't know in which country we are. And sometimes it's taken by people who get their heart filled with the name of our country, but then use it to displace other people who come from the same country. And we were discussing this, how that sculpture holds on. It was meant to be for 1 year only. It was meant to be a rotating space, so a place where different artworks rotate. And by popular demand is going to stay. It's going to stay fixed there. And Pedro Ballesteros explains very nicely how Julia managed to hold against anything thrown at her.
All the things that happened in Plaza de Colón recently, no?
Yes. So I don't know if in this case, I don't know if in this case I will advise people to watch the chat with Pedro Ballesteros before watching the film. Just because the way he explains things, the way he explains Pedro Ballesteros is the second time he takes on.
I advise the opposite, as couldn't be
the opposite. Yeah. El tufo. Well, do whatever you want.
Sorry, Raf, go ahead.
Pedro Ballesteros is a second take on Jaume Plensa. He did a previous documentary 10 years earlier on him, and it was Jaume Plensa who accepted to do another one with Pedro Ballesteros. It's not an easy person to portray. It's just such a big figure, such an immense figure. And I think that the documentary will bring you a good picture of the artist, a good idea of what is behind the work he makes, and it will leave you with an amazing, feel-good heart for the rest of the weekend.
I was going to say, Raf, it's much more like I approach this as, let's see who is Jaume Plensa, and this documentary gives you much more than that. It gives you such a feel-good, spirit, peaceful vibe when you finish that, in the times that run, is like golden. So if you can watch it, hopefully you'll feel the same peace, harmony, that everything flows here. Particularly that moment in the island in Japan, there's something really beautiful, a beautiful reflection on humans and water and the common origin of followers.
And we are only running 10 minutes late, so it's not too bad. And I'm gonna have a weird run out of the camera because I ran out of beer. Hold on a second.
Go. I'll start with my Mexican pretzel. Camila and Rachel will join us in a minute, but I think Rafa is not here, but he will agree with me. Maybe it's our favorite film of the year. Simply as that. It's hard to have a favorite, but we fell in love automatically with this film. There's something really special. When we saw it, we quickly called each other like, have you seen this? Have you seen this? This is mad. We need to bring it in the big screen. We need to show it in Inverness, Dundee, Glasgow, everywhere. We need to do this. We need to do that. Such a film, really, really excited. What it's about is a 75-minute found footage film. Was the Found Footage Award in Rotterdam Festival this year too. Was in New York Film Festival, in many festivals. And is found footage. Nuria Jimenez Loran takes some
Have
roles.
You started talking about my Mexican pretzel without me?
Of 16 mil. I'm just saying what it is, and now we say what it is for us.
I'm gonna get you off the broadcast, and I'm gonna play the trailer just because I want to. I have the controls. No, it's okay. I don't want. Okay, no, I have just.
Can I continue, Rafa? No.
Yes, where we watch the.
As I was saying, yes, you can see these are beautiful 16mm, 8mm family rolls put together with the pages of the diary of Vivian Barrett, a Swiss woman during the 50s, 60s, living a ridiculously beautiful luxurious life in the Alps, skiing, cruising, sailing in the Mediterranean, flying over the Rocky Mountains. It's just the most ridiculously beautiful life you could live those days. And the most interesting part, I guess, is what the director does with all these materials, which ends up experimenting and doing something that, as Nuria said in the chat with her, is something that got out of my control. I'm not aware of the beast, the massive cocktail that I created, the beautiful film, I will say, that I created. As you can see, the colors are otherworldly. I don't know, it's from a different world. I don't remember these colors since the melodramas of Douglas Sirk. And not really, like those colors, the beauty of those colors is like, I've seen them before in Douglas Sirk films, but why they gone, it's
well,
just
the color is one of the elements of the film. We discovered this talking to Nuria Jimenez Roland, the director, and maybe it's not a spoiler, but notice that the color is a lot more vivid at the beginning, and it fades off in parallel to the relationship between Vivian and Leon, her husband, and that's only one little bit. I mean, I don't know Alberto. Alberto probably is more than me, but I have watched it already 4 times, and I'm planning to watch it again this weekend.
Tonight. As a matter of fact, I'm planning to watch it tonight.
Tonight?
Yes.
Well, we watch it together remotely at the same time. It has so many things that for those worried about how it was made, the film, the sound of the film is so original for its absence, and then when it's present, is so specific, is so dramatic on what it does, and in a very subtle way. The relationship that Nuria invents for her grandmother and with her grandfather, it's an endless list of details to look at in this film. You should take the chance. It's going to be there. It's already there, available. So stop listening to these 2 clowns and just go and watch My Mexican Pretzel. And also, as I was saying before, enjoy quite a long chat with Nuria, and then a privilege view where Nuria explains how she made it, the journey, 7-year-long journey to get My Mexican Pretzel finished. And she offers some of the scenes and some of the scenes that didn't make it into the film, and also ideas she had originally that then she changed. So we get to see a lot of things. We get to hear Vivian talking, which is something that doesn't happen in the final movie. So again, I don't know where you want to start, but probably the film. But the film doesn't come along, does it, Alberto? Comes with a wee short film, and cinematic has been known for
bit a bit.
I was going to say that we will never refuse a good film, even if it's not Spanish, Latin American, or American. And this one is from Canada. I said it.
It's American. It's not Canada. It's American.
Well, she's Canadian. He is American.
Yeah, the film registry and the people who digitize it for us is American, and the girls insisted it's American, not Canada, because I went on Twitter saying that it was Canadian this week.
I don't know if I believe what you say. I don't know if I trust it. I think we need a different opinion. So we are going to get in, shall we? Camila and Rachel from the Invisible Woman Collective.
I think they're gonna explain and share the passion for My Mexican Pretzel much better than we do.
Probably. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hello, Rachel. Hello, Camila.
Hi. Salud.
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 Yepa. Well, finally it's happening, no? We long time in the make, but here we are. Well, Alberto should be introducing them, or Camila and Rachel are a collective called Invisible Women. It's a feminist film collective, We have always admired their ability to find really rare and under notice and people I didn't even hear the names before, women who have been making films, incredibly amazing films, and they bring them to their events. So we thought this film will be like a like a massive fit for them. Another woman, opera prima, coming with something like my Mexican pretzel. What do you think of the film? What's your opinion?
My Mexican pretzel is just wonderful. I was so pleased that you brought this to us. It's this incredible journey and experiment, and yeah, I feel a bit overwhelmed. I feel like you did a really good job explaining it earlier, and I'm so glad that you played the footage because I think you need to see the color to understand kind of how beautiful this is. And I'm just really sad we're not going to see it on a huge screen altogether.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for so long, and talking about a collaboration. And when Alberto brought my Mexican, he was like, "Oh, I've got something for you." And when he brought this, we were just like, "Yes!" We're so excited to see it on a big screen. Although it's such a beautiful film, you can watch it on any screen, and it will be marvelous. So yeah,
Yes.
And we will show it in a big screen whenever it's possible. I mean, I think I speak for both, but this will be shown.
That's a promise in public. We will do it. When we had the chat with Nuria, she mentioned that she said it's a pity not to be able to watch it in a big screen, although it's been released this week in Spain. But she said also that some people appreciated watching it at home in their living rooms, just because the intimacy of the film. The Vivian has a diary, and the diary is an important part of the film. And well, diary is obviously private things, and she mentioned that she was surprised by people saying, "I prefer watching it at home." Okay, despite the smaller screen, but I found that I enjoy it. So certainly, I have enjoyed a few times already at home. I'm looking forward to enjoying it.
I think you're so right about that intimacy. When I watched it for the first time, I watched it in bed with my headphones in and with the curtains drawn. And it is that feeling of being transported into another family's life, which is really intimate and strange, but also a diary as well. And then as the film unfolds, this realization of these two different stories coming together as well, that you're in two different people's sets of lives. It's just a real beautiful, amazing puzzle of a film. And I do agree that I think watching it in that setting as well has a magic to it too. A really good film, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, and also, for example, I watched it when I was still actually at my parents' house, and I think watching found footage, which has these colors from home videos that you know from when you were a child yourself, on your parents' TV, for me had a very special effect as well. I think that's the beauty of it as well, that it like you say, it transports you to where she is, but also transports you or regurgitates what you're experiencing right now when you're watching it, which I think is very beautiful.
For me, it's just, and we're still kind of on the aesthetics mainly, but the most beautiful thing I've seen this year is the snow in this film, and the waves and the sea in this film. The blue, the different scenes where you can see sea film. It's just like, what is this? I was here in bed as well with, and it was just like, what is this? This is, where are these images coming from? How you can portray this beauty, these colors in such a beautiful way, the sea in this way.
Yes.
Yeah. And the snow as well, it's almost festive, right? It feels like quite a good build up to Christmas film to watch. It's got a certain kind of Christmassy feel, the big ski scenes are, incredible.
Totally. And it's one of those that you cannot tell much about the story because there's a wee bit of a plot twist and surprises along the film. So I will encourage people to not watch the masterclass.
It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. In this case,
in the masterclass particularly, I think Nuria starts with 20 minutes saying, her journey. I think the first 20 minutes of the masterclass is her talking about her journey until making the last version of the film, and they're so special. Then she shows final cut things that were left out of the film. But those 20 minutes are really, really beautiful to understand the painful Seven journey behind this beautiful film. And it's not alone, as Rafa was saying. The film doesn't go alone because we wanted the expertise, the research expertise, the great things that Invisible Woman have been doing for over 2 years, roughly, a bit more since I went to the first event, to respond to a film like My Mexican Pretzel, and they came with brilliant options, and they're going to tell you more about what is that, this fantastic company, this fantastic short film that goes with the film.
Yeah, so we started just trying to pair this film up, and in our research we came across such beautiful work, but in the end we brought it back. We brought it down to one film that we think is very beautiful, and maybe Rachel can tell you a little bit about this. And so just kind of our process, how it works is that we go physically into the archives when we can. Right now we can't, so we go into the digital archive, and we get to watch lots of beautiful films, and then we kind of try to see how they work thematically or sometimes in a very abstract way. But I think with what we got this time, I think it works on all the levels, on all the bases, and it would be really nice to hear if that's the case for everyone.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, Rafa, you go.
No, I was just going to say that for me was, as I was saying before, one of those discoveries that, thanks to you, I never heard of that film, never seen it before. And when I got the link, you remember you sent us a few films, all amazing, Margaret Tate's and stuff that wasn't possible, wasn't available for the digital, whatever. At the end, it was this one, which I think we manage to digitalize it for this festival.
Mm-hmm. So, so we got it specially digitized for this. We should tell people what the film is, because I don't think we've said.
No, we're not going to say it. We're not going to say it.
So, as you said, there could have been about 1 million different programs that went with this film, because Mexican Pretzel is really rich, and especially if you are a bit of an archive fetishist like we are, it was like an absolute treat. Like, it's got some really amazing themes that you can draw on. In the end, the film that we felt really works really well and is a nice, I think, meaty side dish to the big pretzel is a film called A and B in Ontario, which is co-directed by Joyce Wheeland and Hollis Frampton, who are two artists, American-Canadian artists. Let's not quibble about where it's from. let's dissolve the borders for today and just say it's from North America somewhere. And it is a really beautiful collaboration between these two artists who were friends and collaborators. Joyce Wheeland said, I think she said about it. So they made the film in 1965, I think. Hollis and Joyce were both going to a party at a friend's house on an island, and they were like hanging out and having a nice time, and they decided they wanted to make a movie. So they made a movie, and this is the movie they made. And you really get that sense that it's two people who are friends and are also world-leading avant-garde artists having a fun time, like playing a game. It's about 15 minutes, I think, in total. And it's so it's chunky, and it's a really playful, sometimes a bit creepy, sometimes a bit strange, kind of cat and mouse game, kind of a road movie, kind of a competition, and it's just got this amazing, vibrant energy. And in terms of why Pretzel just pointed us straight at this film, I mean, there's lots of reasons, but one of the key themes in Pretzel is this idea of the camera, the person who holds the camera, and the subject of the camera, and the idea of kind of who has the power in that relationship. And in A&B in Ontario, both the subject and the holder of the camera has a camera. There are two cameras facing each other throughout the film, and it's kind of like a chase between these two equally matched foes. So it's got this really amazing kind of fizzing energy to it. And also there's a gender dynamic to it. It's a man and a woman. You don't know their relationship. You can't tell if they're kind of lovers or enemies or friends sometimes. So we just felt like it pulls out so many amazing themes that run through Bretzel as well. Camilla, do you have anything else you want to say about the film?
Yeah, I think we were talking a lot about the aesthetics, but I think that's something very important as well in both the films is just the sound. Oh, yeah. Which is why we were so excited about listening to it with other people there in a big setting. There's in both of these films, there's this very interesting use of off sound, of diegetic sound. You've got all these different forms of sound that make you feel part of it or make you really alienated from it as well, which is very beautiful. And also, I think something when I rewatched A and B the other day as well, I thought was very nice. You do have a sort of narrative through it, and it takes you to the same places. So Alberto, it's really nice that you were talking about maybe, the snow. But for example, something for a lot of us who didn't get to travel this year, maybe both of these films take you to the beach and take you to different places. They take you to the sea, especially like now thinking of the Catalan, the posters, the film fest posters. So not only Pretzel takes you there, but A&B in Ontario also takes you there.
Yes,
it's not a coincidence. Sorry, Ralph.
That scene of there in the beach, it made me really laugh. Just watching the beach panthers, they're looking at them. What are these guys dressed up with gadgets, mechanisms? The thing, it's a film of many layers and it has so much to say about. But one of the things that made me think the most is that the film was made in the 60s. So the film was shot in the 60s, but they don't make it until the 80s, late 80s or 90s. I think one of the couple is dead already when they make the film, and that says a lot.
Yeah, Alice was dead, I think, when they finally finished the film. In 1984 is when they got the final edit. It says at the end, and there's not really an explanation about why there was this gap, but it adds a bit of a sort of poignant energy, I think.
And another parallel.
Like Bretzel, no? All this material was shot in the 50s, 60s, and it was only in the 2000s, these days that we can see, or that we get back to that material, or a director gets back to that material to do this thing. And I think I will argue that at the heart of these two films, what you were saying both, is this desire. At the end, it's really, there's these dynamics, man, woman. In My Mexican Bretzel is more obvious, there is a story of love, of a marriage, and it's that element of desire all across the film, really primal and powerful desire of who's filming, who's been filmed. It is there in the film.
Because I like to invent the stories. My take on this is that they didn't want to make a film. They just were having fun, enjoying the day, and the cameras were natural to them. And it was only 20, or I don't know how many years later, what's this? Oh, wow, nice. And a bit like Nuria with her grandparents, with changing the names of the grandparents and that, they play with their own past, and they play. I don't know if this is true.
But it's interesting. I wonder what they would think if they hear that 40 years later, this feminist film collective was knocking on the door in New York saying, "Please digitize this film for us. We need to show it at a Catalan film festival in Scotland."
At the online version, online, no, the festivals are now made online.
Yeah. I have to think they would love it. I think they would love the plot twist.
I think that's avant-garde. Well, guys, listen, thank you very much for collaborating with Cinematic, for making this even more special, for bringing up this film that is a absolutely a diamond. And I hope Alberto stops doing things and that we have the chance to work again together when things come a bit. But I mean, maybe in the early new year when we can go back to the cinemas and that. But for definite, it's been a pleasure. And it's great. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Gracias.
Gracias a ti.
Gracias, Rachel. Gracias, Camila. And of course, they will say it in their intro. You will see in the intro to A to B. But you can take on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you want, and tell Invisible Woman they are in Twitter. Tell us what you thought about My Mexican Pretzel, about A to B, about the masterclass, about the intros, about everything. Just tell us what you thought.
Absolutely.
Great.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day. Enjoy My Mexican Pretzel. And well, those are the free films that we are bringing to the festival this weekend. And obviously, you can watch them all together, plus everything else. There's only now 7 features and 4 long short film programs. But I think there are enough hours. If you just don't eat or sleep, you can do it. Or you can watch this free first, and then during the week, watch the main program, the classics and the short films.
This weekend, the films are so good that people have to focus on these 3 films, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you have time to catch up with the other retrospectives and the short film program.
Well, we have gone over the films. The Catalan Film Festival is a strange festival. I mean, it's a Catalan film festival that happens in Scotland. It's made by a guy from Segovia and another guy from Madrid. And another thing, we cannot agree on which edition is this. So there was a first Catalan Film Festival in 2012. They stopped. This is the 4th we do together, Alberto. I think the first one was with Mark Riba, and then we went in crescendo, no? And this was meant to be the one with the most films, the most guests, the most materials, and it is in a way, in a digital way. But it's not sad. We are getting to people all over the planet. I have Chiara, Alma, Mahler, Schindler. Invisible Woman is such a wonderful project.
It is, and we were there in the inception days in ECA in the first tests, and we followed all the way through. And any way that we can help raise visibility about the work they're doing, we will continue doing it.
The pity, I mean, the times we are living apply to everyone. So there's nothing to be too sad about it. We just get through it and that's it. But we always enjoy having guests, spending some time with the directors of the films that we are showing. And this year we have done it digitally. And as I said, check the added materials are amazing. But we are missing that going to the pub. And those who follow us in Facebook may have seen a picture that Alberto posted of our next guest, Irene Moray, the director of Sutesindria, a guest last year, a most loved guest last year, and she's waiting for us. Shall we let her in, Alberto?
Yes, I guess she will be wondering what's happening with these two. With this guy.
I think he's watching something else. He's probably watching My Mexican Pretzel.
Hola. I need to say that I loved My Mexican Pretzel, so I enjoyed the talk.
Yeah.
I really loved the film. I watched it on Filmin here in Spain, and really
fantastic.
Nice. I miss you guys.
Yes. I can't believe Sajid already, but it's what I was saying. I miss that. I mean, I'm sure Alberto enjoys me on that. We miss so much going to the airport, picking up a guest, going for a Scottish breakfast with beers.
Drink some whiskey.
Yeah, no, it was Irene. I don't know what was 48 hours, 24 hours, 36. It was really short and beautiful. Everything I remember, it was just fun and laughing all the time while you were here in Edinburgh and the next day in Glasgow.
Yeah, it was just so much, like so intense because I was
It
traveling
was
a lot.
intense.
But yeah, I remember a lot of laughter, and now I was seeing you too, and it's like it's the same thing. You're so funny. Like someone should make a documentary about you too. You know.
Here she
No,
is, Goya awarded director, Gaudí awarded director.
we are filming a lot of things to see if in 50 years somebody finds the films and makes a found footage interpretation.
Look at the colors of the screen. You know,
Yeah.
someone
Well,
will be saying that.
my light bulb went off, and then I'm here in the darkness. Thank goodness I managed to link my phone to the computer, and I can see myself at least.
Yeah, you look
Irene, how are you? Where are you?
I'm in Madrid, actually.
I thought so.
Way.
Yeah, I'm in Madrid. I'm here writing the script for my next film that probably will be a feature film. I don't know, but it's good. Like I received like a scholarship from the Spanish Academy of Cinema. So like, can you imagine? I'm getting paid for writing my script. It's like I'm
Well,
so lucky.
why not? Why not?
Yeah, I'm so lucky. But this week has been crazy and I'm a bit exhausted. I'm sorry that I look like a zombie, but
Oh, no. You don't. So underwhelming. You don't. So
well,
I guess, Irene, you cannot tell us maybe much about the project, but I remember that when we were having dinner here one day, you said that you were stripping down a film that I love, and the script of a film that I love that was Happy as Lázaro Felice.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was left as an exercise or what's left of that, if it has anything to do with the new film.
The thing is that it's really hard to find references like that are similar to the film, which is good and bad, you know, because it's good like, oh, no one has done something like this before, but also it's bad because it's like you cannot explain people how it's gonna be, or you know, it's always good to have some references. So what I can say is that the style of the genre would be more like magical realism. Like it's a really realistic film, like my previous short film, but it has a spark of like something that it's like or magical or surreal, you know, something that is not real, but it's treated as if it was, you know. So Happy as Lázaro has this thing, no, that it's like in a way really realistic, but then weird things happen, no. And like all her work, Rohrbacher, what is her name?
Alice Rohrbacher.
It's a bit like that, no? Like and she's a reference for me, but yeah, I don't know. I'm happy. I'm working. I'm discovering what I'm doing. Yeah.
Well, what do you remember of last year's Catalan Film Festival here in Edinburgh and Glasgow?
The thing that I remember the most is you two guys. Also, you took me to see something that was impossible to see because of the fog. I don't know what it was because I couldn't see it. You wanted to show me that.
Cremon Island. We went to see Cremon Island, and
yeah,
the fog, the fire.
It was impossible to see. So I remember that. And then I remember that you took me to a place to have some food that was delicious, and we tried on all these crazy hats, and we have these amazing pictures, the best pictures ever.
The rose leaf.
Do you remember? I think it was really funny because right after that you told us the story. We didn't fall into this detail, but obviously Irene Moray in Spanish sounds like Irene Moray, but you said no. Irene Moray, you know, I have to go to Moray because, you know, my family, the clan, you know, I should have some roots with the Morays, you know. And we went to a pub to ask for Glen Moray for the whiskey that we thought was, you know, like a good whiskey and, you know, like, you know, a good scotch. And the guy just raised the eyebrows saying like, you mean the little whiskey? here? Glenmorangie, the little whiskey.
That is so sad because I remember when I was a kid that my father had always a bottle of Glenmorangie, and he was so proud, and I was like, oh, it would be so like remembering him, and then it's like the worst whiskey.
Glenmorangie is not about whiskey. It's just it's not in the mainstream because it's not from main region of whiskeys, but it is more than drinkable. I'm talking about drinks. I ran out of beer.
And
2
you
seconds.
have to go back.
Someone, I don't know if you remember Fede from Glasgow, but Fede is reminding us also the detail. I thought you were going to bring up like the thing you remember, which is we gave you a very special present. We bought you a very special thing when you were here.
Oh my God. I was traveling so much that I was like fed up with packing, like the opposite of this year, right? Like 2020 is like the opposite. So I forgot to bring socks. That is what you...
Yes.
I forgot to put them on. Where are they? Oh shit! I should
You
have.
still have them?
Yeah, I have them. I kept them.
What do you have?
The socks that you bought for me.
One of these airport typical socks, that we buy in grass market.
Yes.
The flag of Scotland.
Yeah, but it was pink. It was like pink socks.
I remember that. We were looking for everywhere, and every shop was closed, apart of the tourist kind of souvenirs. And then we end up buying.
We found the most beautiful socks.
What you don't know is that because I'm like that, like I went to the stylist for the Goyas wearing those socks, and she was like, you can never wear that again. Like you can't, like, because I had like boots on, so you couldn't see or anything, but there I had to take the boots off. And when she saw it, she was like, no, you cannot wear this.
We were watching the Goyas, looking at your toes, looking at your feet. Like,
yeah,
no.
I didn't take them to the Goyas. Do you imagine?
Well, we just want a story afterwards with the socks to see that they still exist or something like that.
Okay, I will do it.
The truth is, last year, I mean, every year, but last year was very special with Beth, with Celia, with Mark, with you. We had such a wall, and it went so well, and we managed to get the rooms full of people, and that, which is it always helps.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
but it's more cruel. We were saying last week, because Mark Sempere was here too, and Noelia, and we were saying it's even harder because the last version of the festival that we remember was with such beautiful people and laughter and fun all the time, that now it's hard to be doing this. There you go.
No,
this is upset because we cannot go to the cinema.
Oh.
His name is Joy, which means alegría.
Oh.
And there's not a single Zoom or live chat or StreamYard or whatever that he doesn't come on screen.
He has to be there. Look at him. He gets upset. If you don't get him, he gets upset.
Oh.
Oh, Irene, you were lucky because you had your short film last year. You did all the year of festivals. You could travel here all over the world with the film. But imagine, like all the people that are finishing their films now, and all the people that you finish your film, and often we were talking with Mark last week too. You sometimes just do it for the biggest emotional moment is the premiere with your friends or in your city, and that's not an option anymore.
It's sad because I have so many friends that are releasing their films now, and even some films that were funded through crowdfunding, and I put some money on it, because it was like, okay, I like to support the friends that we miss your stocks.
This is not creating a cult. You may be able to auction them for charity in a few years.
Funny. The Goyas funky socks are not acceptable. No, I don't know. I didn't ask people. So basically, what was I saying? Sorry. I know, yeah, that they were not able to like release it like in person. It was all digital, and it's sad, especially because I think there's something very unique about having people approach you after the screening of a film and talk to you directly, because it's beautiful. Like I've been also receiving messages from festivals that I couldn't attend to, and it's beautiful. But when people approach you with tears in their eyes, it's like, wow, super real,
Yes, I guess we were talking to Pilar Palomero about Las Niñas, and obviously she's kind of still going and doing her, because it's a bit more difficult because there's not the same atmosphere, the distancing, the problems. But yeah, well, but I mean, it will come. We fought very hard to keep maybe one bit of the festival live. And it was progressively. The first week went off, the second week went off, and now we know that the last week it's not going to happen either. So we will come back. We will come back stronger.
Yeah, I think it's good that we are finding these ways to stay connected, and of course we are aware that something is missing, right? Like we like to touch each other, we like to be together, like the energy that is created in a cinema room is super different. But on the other hand, like maybe, I don't know, like for instance, to put an example, I was participating in the Toronto Film Lab this year, and because they didn't have to come physically, like we could have like tutors that, like we had a master class with Coreeda, right? We had a master class with Wim Wenders, with people that, it's crazy. It's impossible to bring them if they are not showing a movie. But this year, because they don't have to actually come, we could have that,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, definitely. There are good things out of this, and I guess it feels like the option of festivals or circus like ours is the option is if you used to get that 100% of energy in a cinema room, the option was to get 0% or 50 or 40% that we're getting through this call, through watching you, through these live events, through the messages in Twitter, the people that are writing us saying, I love this short film, I love this film. So at least we're getting that 40% of what used to be a festival, and we can recreate that even digitally.
Yeah, and it's important, I think, and it's like, what else do we have left if we don't do that,
Exactly. No,
it is true. I mean, I was talking to Celia Rico, who probably will join us this week in that's Vermut, and she was saying that a bit the same. That she was in Torino Festival, digitally participating in a workshop with Dominga Sotomayor, and she was shocked, saying, "Well, I admire her work, and there's not a chance that we can get it together in one workshop." Physically, because our work, because the world doesn't work like that, and we have to take the good bits. I don't know, Irene. Pues it's great to have you here. Alberto toys with the idea of, once this is over, to organize a party with guests present, past, and future in Edinburgh. And I say I have a better idea, as I usually do, which is we should start the Catalan Film Festival in Barcelona. And then you have it a lot handier. And just we all make your own way to Edinburgh for the second day.
I love this.
Well, Irene, the truth is that we unloaded a pallet of Estrella Damm last week. Like, we put in a storage space in Edinburgh, in the outside of Edinburgh, like how many boxes? 65 boxes.
60 plus whatever was left, yes.
And we need to drink them eventually. So I think we need that party.
It sounds a lot better than it is, eh?
I need it too. I think it's a super good idea, because also I want to visit Scotland properly, so it has to happen. I will come.
It will happen, and we will have to take you to Moray, actually, and to
please. Definitely.
No, Irene, we fell in love with your film last year, like deeply. It touched us something very profound in the heart, in the guts, in the skin. And then we
I
met
can
you.
do better than that. I can do better than that. I can love you double. I love you. I love you, Irene. Alberto, do that. You do that now.
I cannot. Rafa loves you more, clearly. But I was saying, if the film, if what you did was magical for us when we met you, as you can see here, it was just 48 hours of fun, of smiling, of laughter everywhere we went in Edinburgh and Glasgow. So we certainly hope that in Madrid, in Barcelona, or in Edinburgh, we will be able to spend a couple of days with you again.
Yes. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
It's a pity there was a project, Irene, and I know we are running out of time, but there was a project that it's our 10th anniversary as cinematic. It's probably our 12th, but we thought 10th sound better.
Okay.
And we were going to celebrate it going to an island in the west coast called Tairi, which is a paradise, and then doing an event, Marc Sempere, the Don Agustet, the paella performance he does, cooking a paella, inviting guests and that. And we had it. We had the funding, we had the place, we had everything. But obviously, it was impossible to get into the island because of the virus. But I remember talking to Mark and saying, we need someone to film it. And he said, let's call Irene. She will come. I bet she will come, whatever, with a camera, and she film it. And she...
Definitely, and especially if there is paella.
Irene, the whole plan, like Rafa forgot about one bit, but I think there was a link between all of this, which is there was, we had the funding to do it, and there was a plan to do it in October, November, to go to the Isles, cooking a paella, doing the paella performance, coming with Tartar Elena, with the duo that I think you know. And you
yeah.
Coming with them. And then Rafa was saying, and Irene has to film it. So there was a whole...
Definitely. Wow, and Tartar Elena, you have to listen to them, people.
No, yes. That was a massive pity. That was meant to happen on the 31st of October, or 30th of October, whatever it is. And it was a drawing as well by Van from.
It has to happen. It has to happen.
Yes. Every door is open, and everything is there waiting for a better time. So, and for definite, the friends that will be the best way to catch up again in a road movie.
I love it. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Great to see you. Lots of love, Irene. Keep well and keep us posted on your work, please.
Okay. Bye.
Un beso, Irene. Ciao.
See you. Bye-bye.
Rafa, and now I'm going to go quickly to refill my beer, and we will let friends, amigos...
Can you believe it? I'm going to tell our audience about this picture behind me. This was entrusted by me, to me, by my family, by my mother. She is her sole contribution to the art world in her life, and she did it while her father was dying in the hospital. The truth is that absolutely every member of my family hated to bits, even my mother. And she came from Spain once to see me and brought me this as a big thing. I know she hated, but I cannot get rid of it. So I thought putting it there, maybe I get an art lover that wants to buy it. The kind of things you have to say while your colleague in arms disappears from the screen. I hope Alberto had better things to say when I went for a beer. I think we have gone over the films for this weekend. We have gone a bit over what was Catalan Film Festival, what it wants to be, what it is, and what it will be once we are allowed to do it again. It will be great to hear from our friends, followers, people who has already been watching the films in First Home, and maybe to tell us what they love the most, what they like the most. Oh my God, we've been hacked. There's somebody there.
I'm sorry?
Who is there?
It's me. Oh no, who's this?
I don't know. Who was that?
What happened while I was
Still, I
away?
have the mobile here and I cannot see it. So I said, I'm gonna change perspective. Ooh. I don't know. She's still there.
Of course, but what is she doing here?
But I don't know who she is.
Yes, come on, it's the famous French
famous.
actor. It's Julia Binoche.
Julia Binoche. Oh, she can. Julia Binoche
I mean,
is
Julia can
hacking.
stay with us, but
Is Julia Binoche hacking our Vermut?
it sounds like it is. It sounds like one of the persons that should be joining us. It's
Ah, no, because they look the same. They look the same. Absolutely the same. All right. Hey, Patricia!
Gosh,
Hey!
cheers. Do I really look like Juliette Binoche?
No,
yes,
you look better.
it's the Spanish version of Julia Binoche, so it's always better than the French.
Yeah, just tell Chiara that I'm
Not because
Juliette.
we're family. How are you, sister?
Fine, yeah. Just having a little Spanish bar here. I had olives, nice beer, nice estrella, some corteza. So it's just like a proper display to watch the first hour of the Vermut today.
How well?
Properly prepared.
Yeah, of course.
Hi, Patricia Juliet.
Mira. Hi, Patricia Juliet.
Hi. You know, I've been told many times that I look like someone, but actually, Juliette Binoche is the first time someone makes that resemblance.
So, Patricia, have you had a chance to watch anything of the Catalan Film Festival this year so far?
No much. So I watched the first pack of short movies. I was talking to Alberto yesterday about some of them. They're absolutely brilliant. It's just like, I don't know, such a moving program. It's like from so many social topics that you go through in like a couple of hours of short movies that really move you inside, and all the Q&As. It's absolutely worth it to spend some time and watching them.
Yeah, the first program, like I remember my sister saying, like, "Come on, you're destroying me. Like they are so so powerful." There you go, Rafa on his thing.
I'm learning.
I'm learning as I go. It's true, and you know, the whole idea was, you know, the end is coming soon, the apocalypse is coming soon, and we deserve it because of all of these reasons, no? Ecology reasons, with other humans, with, you know, different, it's just so many reasons why we humans deserve the apocalypse in a way, you know, because we forget about our elderly or whatever, like many reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, we can phrase that differently, and it's ways to look at where we went wrong. I mean, evolution was going well until some point in the 20th century. We were alive, and then when did everything start to go wrong? We are gonna get some more people in, apart other than Juliet.
Please
Mr.
join me.
Colin, how are you, my friend? How are you?
Hi, Colin.
Can you hear us? I think you're muted. We can't hear you, Colin.
Right, okay.
So
now you can hear me.
nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you guys. So here we are, locked in again.
Locked in again.
Colin is a friend, and Colin is a regular to our cinematic events. I think Colin, Alan, Patricia, Fede is about to come in. They were the first tickets we sold for this year, this funky year online. So thank you very much. And just tell us what do you have a chance to watch so far?
I have to be honest and say my work this week has been so crazy busy that this evening is going to be the first time I'm going to have the chance to watch something. So I'm looking for your suggestions as to what order I should go.
I say we all watch.
I've watched the intro to the one about the sculptor, but I haven't watched anything yet. I didn't get any time last week to watch the short film, so I'm going to be busy this weekend with in front of the TV. I think.
I would say, like, the whole program calling or the whole live streaming today was to tell people, start with the 3 films that are only for a little bit there that will go on Sunday night. So those 3 films are the priority, I would say. Whatever you can watch this weekend, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if next week is a bit more kind, you'll have time to catch up with the short films. But tonight, I say my Mexican pretzel.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do, I think.
Sounds fantastic, especially after listening to Camila and Rachel earlier.
And
it makes it makes me feel obviously more like watching the movie. Probably the one I'm watching tonight.
It's funny because we have so many words, and the girls had so many words to say about the film, and and share. Because for me, it was this feeling of I found a small secret, something precious, and it's a secret, and I want to share it with everyone because it's so beautiful that I want everyone to watch this film because it's so precious. And I liked a lot the introduction that the director Nuria was doing to the film in the DA Film Festival. Most filmmakers would say, I've done this film because of this, I would like you to watch on this, to look at this. And she was just saying, hey guys, hope you like the film. If you can, try to watch it with really good sound system, and hopefully we can have some beers later. See you.
I'm imagining we're going to be watching it with the, from what someone said, maybe with the lights off in the room.
No, but she just said, if you can, watch it with really good sound, and then we meet for some beers. What is this, Rafa?
I think this guy tried to watch the whole Catalan Film Festival in one seat, and it's not possible. It's not possible. He's upset with his family. He's upset with his family now.
So I'm gonna plan something like that for next year if we're still doing online.
Where are you taking this footage? Is it licensed?
No, he just said that. He said that he hates the Catalan Film Festival because he loves too much the films, but his family, I don't know. Sorry, I'm learning the software. Fede.
Here we are.
Hi, Fede.
Fede, how are you, man?
Happy birthday.
You muted.
We can hear you, Fede.
You need to.
I just forgot it.
Ahora, guapo. Hola, guapo, ¿cómo estás? How are you?
Fine. Drinking, obviously.
What are you drinking?
So I discovered that the wine that I had is just 100 kilometers, 120 from Vermut.
Mic up. Fede, I can hear you, but very faint.
Oh, that looks rather nice.
I'm going for another beer.
Rafa is saying, and it's true, Fede, that we hear you a bit bajito. We hear you a bit low. If you can put the mic up or get closer, it's gonna be better. And we see more of your face too.
Better now.
Yes, and we can see too. Tanti auguri a te.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Fede.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Thank you very
Fede.
much.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Fede was about, I don't know, a toddler when I met him first. I was a young hairy fellow when I joined Cinematic just 5 months ago. But this is what Cinematic does to you.
Yes, it's a family. It's a family.
This is a padlock that should be in our locker protecting our beers, but it's not. This is a beer that should be in our locker protected by this padlock. But life is not like that, is it?
Well, guys, you mentioned you have so many cages of beers. I think you should do like an outside screening with social distancing and start consuming them outdoors. That's basically.
Well, they insisted. I said, please don't send us BS because come on, we cannot give them away, we cannot sell them, we cannot do it. No, you have them. 60 cases. It sounds better than it is, really.
It's now they're doing Vermuts every day. Oh, someone is appearing camera.
Hello.
Hey! We've been hacked.
Bebe.
Hola, Laura. ¿Qué tal todo?
What's this?
No, Rafa is just putting random stuff. You guys, you missed.
Mugiro.
Hello.
Hi, baby.
Happy birthday, Fede.
Thank you very much. Gracias.
This way.
Hay que ver. Well, pues, guys, I'm sorry about introducing people, but it's que they keep appearing here.
Let's everyone in.
I don't know who they are. You think they work on the Catalan Film Festival?
Who are these people, Rafa?
No. They just come in.
I will ask what Rafa does during the week. I just like popping in random people's houses and taking filming of them.
Well, but it's a bit like using found footage, you know?
Yeah.
Found footage.
Right, that's so much material. I think it's probably something to do with out of screen Catalan Film Festival for next year, Rafa.
Yeah. So, Fede, did you manage to watch anything so far in the Catalan Film Festival?
No, not yet, my friends. Unfortunately, I will do it this weekend. I've been working very much. I'm tired. I will do it.
Is there something that you want to see particularly?
I have not managed to see the program either. You know, it's like it's really,
Fede, you're fired.
hard,
You're fired from Cinematic, man. I mean, this is.
Yeah, I know, guys.
You've been replaced. You've been replaced.
Just say the short.
My position has always been so, you know.
Well, still 2 more weeks. You can catch up.
Hacking someone's camera. Like,
These guys managed to hack into our Vermut with a mobile. It's a pity there's no sound.
they seem nice people, though. They seem like really nice people.
Do they? I don't know.
Rafa, can you put the sound on or do something to these guys?
Maybe.
Well, you can pretend that you're making a conversation. Laura takes the
Like,
girl and you do the man.
Like it's a different time zone, no?
I don't know who these guys are. Well, let's remove them. I can take them on or off, but they keep turning up. Well,
I thought you were getting this footage from a YouTube video or something. So this is actual people hacking the call.
Yeah. There's people here joining. I can see, because I'm organizing the call, you can see a black box with 5 windows right now, calling Alberto, Patrick, Fede, and me. But I can see below a few other settings, and these guys keep turning up, and I keep telling them turning it off. So why not? I mean, we have never rejected anyone.
But it was daytime 5 minutes ago, and they were playing daytime 5 minutes ago, and now it's pitch black.
They're loving it. Uy. Domestic violence coming up. Let's call the police.
You should, if that's going.
I think she can be a mean puncher.
Can you, Rafa, just
Uy.
I think you're getting where you don't want to.
They have gone. Fede, I was telling you are fired, not knowing about the Catalan film program. It's outrageous. What you have to say in your defense?
I'm serious this time. I'm serious.
I lost you all, or nobody's talking?
No, nobody. Waiting for that family to pop in again.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if David and the rest of the people are waiting, or is these guys?
I don't know, man.
There we go.
It's getting funny. I mean, this is better than we were watching earlier, definitely. They're trying to watch a film, like they are trying to watch a film, and the guy is just.
You have the party pooper with the Lego.
I mean, I prefer this version with two Rafas, really.
Careful what you hope for.
Anyway, Colin, if you're looking for something fun, Alan says that you should start with Last Day on Earth. Okay. Last Day on Earth, one of the short films, the last short film of the first part of the program, of the first program, and I would suggest Calvario for some fun.
That was actually a very good suggestion to end the day yesterday, after the first full pack. That was kind of destroyed my soul.
Patricia was saying yesterday, come on, this is so socially driven and and hard to take and beautiful, but hard. Can you give me something? I need something uplifting. And it was like Calvario. If you need that, Calvario in the shorts program too is the best one to.
That probably sounds like a better bet than The Last Day on Earth. You're looking for something uplifting.
Yeah, Last Day on Earth is on that line of low cost. Local science fiction is just nuts, but so many people loved it. Like people on Twitter were many of them were picking it, like one of the favorites. Who's this guy, Rafa?
I don't know. He doesn't like Last Day on Earth.
It's very odd because you're indoors, then you're outdoors, then it's daytime, then it's outside.
He's mimicking you.
I guess you have the control or the power.
So much good stuff to watch in the festival
I
program.
can take him off. I can take him off, but he is coming back.
I feel like it's a good time. It's 8:30, so maybe we can leave it there and go and watch my Mexican pretzel.
Yeah.
Well, we need to get David and Lion. These guys weren't coming in.
I think David is standing us up today.
Yep. If they're not there, we just leave it there. That's no problem.
Yes. Well, let's leave it there. Guys, don't do like Fede does. Read the program. We have put a lot of... Actually, talking about the program, Alberto.
I read the program. I studied the program. I'm just looking forward to you to release more movies.
Talking about the program, we have a program. But given the circumstances, we haven't been able to print it. But we have it. So we show it.
Please. I want to have a physical copy of the program.
Do we have time, Alberto?
That's the problem. I don't have a guide.
I love that Alan says Calvario is about Rafa and him.
Was that something you face when you
my dinner is ready.
I don't know.
Rafa, let's leave it there. We can show it next week.
I have it here.
Colin, nice to see you.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about Pretzel or the short films or whatever you watch tonight.
Okay then. Right, thank you.
Bye, Colin. Hey. See, one person is replacing the other.
I think Rafa was having some technical issues in the control room with strange people turning up.
Lisa, you take over.
So funny.
At times
Well,
scary too.
And now, as a primicia, for your eyes only, the program that never went to happen, but is there. Pam, 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 pa, pa, pam, pam, pa, pam. Pa, pam. I completely lost control of this machine.
You lost control a while ago.
Welcome.
Can you read the whole page?
Yeah.
What says? There's a C.
Recovering a shared memory.
Recovering a shared memory.
So it's fun that
That looks really good.
We prepared all these materials, hoping for a film festival and physical handouts and brochures and well, we will do a short run, obviously for the friends and amigos and sponsors.
I was hoping to do that. I was the very annoying one, just running around cafes, offices, bars last year, dropping all those leaflets for the Catalan Film Festival and talking constantly about what we were sharing with people in cinemas.
Yep. I mean, it will be a short run, but there will be, the people in Cali.
Laura, look at this. Is a brochure.
I mean, we see a tiny thing in my screen, Raf, but we know very well every detail of the brochure, so can imagine.
It looks great. Yeah, you should definitely get some copies out.
La piel quemada is the only film that won't make it this year because it cannot be shown online. It has to be shown on. Yes, I have a DCP of it, but not.
We'll bring it again next year. Don't worry.
Yes, we will. Hey!
Yay!
There you go, the cows.
Every time I see that photo, I'm picturing Rafa up on another cow trying to hold a string.
We have
those, that, but the guy
pictures. We have those pictures.
I think I have a couple.
Eventually, we share them. I was going to ask, when you show the brochure, I think Laia has seen some of the shorts. Laia, which ones you like?
I really liked La Dignitat. Dignity.
Yes.
In Catalan is pell de gallina, goosebumps.
Yes.
And Calvario, of course. And Last Day on Earth.
Last Day on Earth, eh? I thought on you with Last Day on Earth. Yeah. Indeed. When we were watching La Dignidad here, Laura was all the time, but come on, what happens? Yeah, what happens? You know, it's like 19 minutes of a 20-minute short film, and 19 minutes is like, what is happening? Why they leave? What is happening?
Yeah.
And in the last 30 seconds, you understand the whole thing.
I watched it all yesterday, and I couldn't really imagine the end. I was like, what's happening?
It's one of those that in the end is
2 or 3 ideas all along the short film, and it was only those few last seconds that you understand the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
What is it?
Spotlight. So, someone who I was surprised to see. I was surprised, to be honest, but a lot of people came on Twitter and on social media saying beautiful things about many of the short films, but in particular, a lot of people were putting Ara Crema as their favorite. You know, it's 1 minute. It's a small experimental film that Rafa really pushed for it in the program, and you know, time is giving him it's proving him right.
It doesn't matter, guys. This is a joint effort. There's no cinematic without the rest of the team. La Crema was something I saw by accident in filming. I was going by Spain very quick. I connected to filming and I saw La Crema, 1 minute long. If you say you don't have time to watch La Crema, you're lying to me.
I had to
one
watch it a couple of
minute
times.
long. The interview with Nuria Gascon is 16 minutes long.
Yeah, but really worth it to watch. It's incredible.
Yeah, yep. And a lot of people have been also praising Rafa for the way of handling, and for it's a tricky interview with the director where she reveals something very sensitive, very intimate, and obviously we talked a lot with the director about bringing that in, bringing that not, and it was very brave from her just to want to talk about that and to keep it in. And the handling of Rafa, I think.
Sorry?
No, and the way you, I think there's something really special between the director and you in that interview.
No, I think she just wants, obviously, to move on from that disaster, and this is her way to do it. And it's very courageous. But I know Pablo from, well, you know which Pablo. He's talking to her about the film and moving it around and that. So I hope it goes around. Guys, I don't see Davide anywhere. I see Alan Cody just posting abuse. What is this, Alan? What is this? Show your face.
It's about Rafa.
Show your face.
And my cat is going crazy and wants to attack me, so we better leave it there.
He's not been that rebel since I was there in summer.
Joy hides behind under the sofa.
It's the moment of playing, so let's leave it there. We need to watch my Mexican pretzel. It's still a good time. So I wish you all a happy week behind the scenes. Enjoy the films this weekend. They are brilliant.
Pay your taxes.
And see you next Friday.
Catalan films.
We paid for the screening already.
Only 3 beers. I'm disappointed. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night, everyone.
Take care, guys.
Good week. Good watching.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.